everyone. It's a beautiful Saturday morning. Well, it is beautiful in the shade, and here I am sitting in the spring area of the St Mary's churchyard. It's been cut recently. It was very long and a while ago, but the payback team, who are very good, cut it, and we hope a few flowers will come up. But if not, we are very grateful to Braintree District Council because they have given us a grant of £1,500 to spend on spring flowers and bird boxes, and that's a bat box up there. The camera might just pan up there, but we do some new decent bird boxes to encourage the birds here. So that's what we're going to spend it on. So thanks to BDC for that. That's much appreciated. And keep an eye on this area and see if anything comes up over next spring. We'll see what happens. Anyway. Are you a Martha or a Mary? Because that's what the Gospel reading is today. It's so short I'm going to read it. Jesus and his disciples entered a certain village where a woman named Martha welcomed Jesus into her home. She had a sister named Mary who sat at the Lord's feet and listened to what he was saying. But Martha was distracted by her many tasks. So she came to Jesus and asked, "Lord, do you not care that my sister has left me to do all the work by myself? Tell her then to help me." The Lord answered her, "Martha, Martha, you are worried and distracted by many things. There is need of only one thing. Mary has chosen the better part, which will not be taken away from her." Now, the traditional reading of that story from the early church on, certainly the medieval period, was the contrast between the active life and the contemplative life. The active life expressed by Martha doing lots of very worthy tasks, and the contemplative life reflecting and praying on Jesus as all the monks and nuns did, and that was thought to be better because Jesus said it was. It's not quite simple as that, because you'll notice that the disciples are there in the first line when Jesus appears in the village, but they disappear in the story after that. It just seems to be about Mary, Martha and Jesus. Where are the disciples? Well, Martha is preparing a great big meal, obviously, for all the disciples, and don't forget there are 12 of them, and they're men, so they're bound to be hungry and eat too much. And so they kind of disappear, but the key detail is that Mary sits at Jesus' feet. You may think, so what? But that was a sign of a disciple. Disciples were those in that culture who would sit at the feet of their teacher, their rabbi. And therefore Mary, a woman who's meant to be in the kitchen and certainly not anywhere near all the important men, was regarded as Jesus as just as much a disciple as his male disciples. They disappear in the story and we focus on Mary. So what Jesus is saying, on one hand, is saying, don't forget that the focus remains on me and my teaching and my life. And that's more important than any task, however significant. Now, let's not forget those sayings which are true. Praying for hours won't get the dinner done, or as one of my father's favourite phrases, people being so heavenly minded that they're no earthly good. But there's one other word that's repeated twice in this short reading, and that's the word distracted. And that keys in very much with our culture now. How easily we are distracted. We scroll through our phones, oh, look at that for 2 seconds, and look at something else, flip onto something else, look at WhatsApp, check our emails, do this, check our particular favourite websites, and then finally we get down to work or doing whatever we were intending to do in the first place, or we've forgotten what we were intending to do in the first place. Jesus says, don't get distracted from the key task of listening to him, learning from him, and growing to be like him.